Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. So today I am here to do a video that I think is a bit of a mistake. But before we get into this big mistake I'm about to make, let's take a second to talk about the Christmas jumper that I'm wearing. Okay, so this Christmas jumper that I'm wearing right now is not my own, it is my mother's, and it does not fit me. My mother is 5'1.5". Yes, she will be asking me to put the half in there, otherwise she will not watch this video. And I am 5'8", so there's a bit of an arm difference issue. Like, it doesn't fit me and it is a bit too short on the bottom, but like it's got a cute little penguin ice skating on it. And you know, this is only meant to be a quick little video, so I thought, you know what, for the purposes of this video, it's fine. And it's got pom-poms on it and everything. Like, this could be so cute if it fit me. So as you will probably know, myself and Kieran at KD Books have set ourselves a little bit of a read-along challenge. Between January and March of 2021, we are going to be reading Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. It is a reread for me and it is Kieran's first time reading this book, and I am so hyped. We have turned it into a little bit of a read along, so if you are interested in picking it up in January, just jump right into our Discord. We'd love to have you. As the resident Les Mis fan who knows what she's getting herself into, I thought I would set myself a fun little challenge, and that would be to try and condense this 1,300 or 1,400 in some copies page book into 5 minutes. If you have read Les Mis or if you have seen the show, you will know it is kind of hard to summarise this book. Not in terms of like plot, like the plot is all fairly straightforward, but like so much happens. Obviously it is such a very long book and it's spread over multiple decades and so much going on, so many different characters. So you know, everybody else is already like feeling the pain of having to pick this book up for the first time. I don't have that kind of pain, so I thought I'd give myself a different kind of challenge. The way that I've decided to set up this challenge is that there are 5 parts in Les Miserables. Part 1, Fantine, Part 2, Cosette, Part 3, Marius, Part 4, Saint-Denis, and Part 5, Jean Valjean. And rather than just trying to get the entire plot done in one 5-minute stretch, I've decided to split up each of the parts and try to summarise each part in Les Mis in 1 minute. And I don't know if I've made it harder or easier for myself that way, but I'm tempted to say harder, especially because Part 4, Saint-Denis, is like the longest section in Les Mis, and a lot of stuff happens. And it might be a mistake. Obviously, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to cover in each of those minutes, but I do assume that there are going to be spoilers, especially as we get later on in the book. So if you're wanting to go into the book completely fresh, then I would say skip this video. But if you just want to have an opportunity to laugh at me, then go right ahead. And like, I'm a person who stumbles over their words anyway, so like trying to really quickly summarize a 1,400-page book, no! What am I doing? Okay, I have got a 5-minute timer that I found from YouTube. It gives me 5 seconds just to prepare myself and then we'll go straight in. Okay, part 1, Fantine. 5. Okay, we start off with the Bishop of Digne. He is a really lovely man. He takes in this guy called Jean Valjean, who is a convict who has been in prison for 19 years for stealing a loaf of bread. Jean Valjean ends up stealing the silver from the man, from the bishop, but then he gets caught and the bishop brings him back, but then he says, no, actually, I did actually give him the silver, it's all fine. And then he turns around to Jean Valjean and says, hey, I'm fine with you taking my silver, but you must promise to use the money to become an honest man. Jean Valjean is really confused by this. He sees a little boy called Petit Gervais and steals his coin, and then he feels really guilty about this and vows to make his life better. And then we cut forward 8 years and then we meet Fantine, who is being in love with Felix, but then Felix leaves her with her 2-year-old daughter Cosette, and she is struggling for money, so she ends up leaving Cosette with the Thénardiers, who are a horrible, horrible couple. And she ends up getting a job at a factory that is run by this mayor who's like boosted the town economy, but then people find out that she has a child out of wedlock and then they kick her out, and then she starves. She's starving, she becomes a prostitute, she sells her hair and her teeth, and no, and he's actually Jean Valjean. No! There's so much that I missed! Oh, I don't like this. I missed out so much. I'm not even gonna cover it. I'm not even gonna cover the bits that I missed. I'm just gonna go straight into the next part. Oh, that's horrible. Okay, part 2, Cosette. Okay, so it starts off with like a 50-page recount of the Battle of Waterloo, to which 2 pages are actually relevant to the plot. We meet Cosette, who is the young child of Fantine, and she's been really horribly mistreated. Jean Valjean has escaped his prison. Once again, he jumps off a ship and it's really, really cool. He goes to the Thénardiers and gives them a bunch of money for Cosette. They run off, Javert is on their tail. They end up living in Paris for a little bit, but then he catches them out. He's like running, trying to find it, and then he sees the man that he saved from the runaway car, and the man's like, like, I live in a convent, you can pretend to be my brother, pretend to be the gardener, we need to do new gardener. There's a whole scene where like Jean Valjean pretends that he's dead in a coffin and he gets transported out, and Cosette ends up living in the convent school. And oh, there's actually some time, oh god, what else happened in this? Thénardier is horrible, and they have 3 children, Eponine and Gavroche, Azelma. Oh, okay, that was better. I've definitely missed out something though, I'm sure. I'm not even gonna stop to consider what I missed from that. That felt easier, but I think that's only because it's a shorter section, maybe? Okay, part 3, Marius. Okay. So, Marius Pontmercy, he has a grandfather who is a royalist, but his father fought for Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo, but he's been estranged from his father, but then he finds out that his father always wanted him. He ends up having a big argument with his grandfather and leaves him, and then he finds the Friends of the ABC. He's living with Courfeyrac, and they're all like, yay, vive la revolution, and he's like, nah, I don't really care so much about the revolution. He sees a beautiful young girl with an older man, and he doesn't know who she is, and he calls her Ursula, I think, but he has been told by his father that if he ever finds Monsieur Thénardier, that he must give him help. But then he finds out that the Thénardiers are actually really, really bad people. He ends up finding that there is a plot against this old man who turns out to be Jean Valjean secretly. They are trying to rob him and steal him of all of his things. He goes to Javert and is like, hey, there's a robbery going on. And so Javert is like, hey, hide, and like, we've given you a gun and you've got to shoot it if anything bad happens, and he does, and then he's really conflicted. Once again, I missed out so much stuff. Oh god, part 4. This is the big one, no. Okay, part 4, Saint-Denis. Okay, revolution is on the way. We see the Friends of the ABC. They are planning the rebellion against the French army. Marius finds Cosette. He is in love with Cosette. She's in love with him. It's all like really happy jolly, but then they think that there's going to be Jean Valjean thinks that more people are going to be coming after him, and he panics, so he decides that he and Cosette have got to go off to England, and Marius is really depressed when he finds this out because there isn't a return address. He gives a letter to Gavroche. Eponine is then... Eponine comes behind him and is like, hey, you want to go to the barricade? And he's like, fine, I might as well die. And then Eponine is there, and she ends up getting shot and dies in his arms, and she's like, Monsieur Marius, I was always a little bit in love with you, and everyone thinks that's romantic. It's not really. Jean Valjean no, that's not the bit where Jean Valjean decides to go, is it? Oh god. Lots of fighting happens. Lots of fighting. Revolution, woo, but not the big push. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this! Oh, and Javert tries to infiltrate and they catch him. Okay, part 5, Jean Valjean. Okay, so it's the final push now. They found out that all of the barricades, aside from them, have fallen, so the French army is like, ha ha ha, you don't have a chance. So, but they fight anyway. Marius ends up getting injured, all of his friends get killed, and Jean Valjean takes him into the sewers, and he's dragging him through the sewers. He ends up confronting Thénardier, who ends up stealing like a little bit of fabric from Marius's coat, and thinks that Jean Valjean has killed him. And then Javert finds him, and Jean Valjean is like, no, Javert, don't capture me yet. You can get me now, but you can get me afterwards, but like, I need to take Marius to be looked after. And Javert's really conflicted by this because he thinks that Jean Valjean is a horrible person, but actually no, he's actually a good guy. And he's really conflicted. And then Javert's whole like worldview has been confronted, so he ends up committing suicide. And then Marius takes like 6 months to recover. He reconciles with his grandfather. He marries Cosette, and then Jean Valjean is like, actually, I'm an ex-convict. And Marius is like, ew, horrible convict, like never see us again. And then Jean Valjean decides that he's gonna live out his life, and then he ends up dying. But he does reconcile with Cosette. Oh god, that was terrible. I don't do well under this kind of pressure. Okay guys, so you've got a pretty good idea of what happens in Les Mis from that, right? That was so bad. So yes, that was Les Mis in 5 minutes. Done really, really badly. If anybody else has read Les Mis or seen the musical, I'd love to see other people doing this, but I don't think you'll want to. Once again, this is a big appeal to anybody who has ever been thinking about reading Les Mis and you've just always been intimidated, because why would you not be intimidated by this, like, you know, wafer thin little book? Yeah, we are doing a read-along of it starting in January, so pick up a copy unless you have one at home already. What words? What are words anymore? Check out our Discord, and yeah, we'd love love to have you come January 1st. I hope you are having a fantastic, fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks.